Hi everyone, it's Ardith, and today I'm here with a fun, not quite spooky, one-layered Halloween card, using some stamps from the Happy Halloween stamp set from a Jillian Vance design. I made a Halloween variation of a galaxy sky by blending various Catherine Pooler inks on my card front, and I'll show you how I re-ink my Catherine Pooler ink pads. To start, I cut an 8.5 by 4¼ inch panel from 110-pound Neenah white cardstock, scored at 4¼ inches to make a square card. I masked a border around my Halloween scene with some post-it tape, and instead of a ruler, I just used the grid on my work surface to help. The post-it tape is 1 inch wide, and the marks on my work surface are 1/2 inch, so I knew that as long as my card base was straight, I could line up the tape on the marks on the work surface and be confident that my border would be even all around my scene. I also used post-it tape to create a landscape for the bottom of my scene. I just cut a curve with my scissors and I placed it onto my card base, making sure to keep the other side of the tape to use later. Once everything was masked, I got out several Catherine Pooler inks and my sponge daubers. You could also use ink blending tools if that's what you have. I started with Melon Ice. It's a bright yellowy green that will give a spooky glow to my night sky. I moved on to Limoncello, then Sauna, and finally Mandarin Spice. I went back to the previous colors to make sure I was getting a good blend. To make the sky more of a night sky, I then grabbed my blackjack ink and blended it lightly all over the panel. This dulls the color a bit, but they still glow through the darkness. Next, I removed the ground mask and I replaced it with the other half of the hand-cut post-it tape, trying to line up the hills exactly. Then I blended blackjack ink over the open space to make my dark ground. Once all the ink blending was done, I removed all the masks to reveal crisp edges around my scene. I love the warmth of this autumn sky. I used my original Misty so that my full card would fit, and I placed it into the corner before pulling out the Happy Halloween stamp set. When I got this set, I fell in love with that little silhouette cat image. I got the Happy Halloween sentiment and the cat stamps out, and I placed them onto my card panel, making sure that the sentiment was straight and the cat was actually sitting on the ground. I opened the Misty door, pulled out my midnight ink, and inked up the stamps before pressing them onto the card base. And look what happened! Wow, is that ink pad ever dry? Definitely time for some re-inking. Re-inking your ink pad is really easy. I just opened the re-inker and pressed drops of ink into the foam ink pad. I do have the tip of the re-inker right on the pad, but you want to be careful to just press down and not drag it over the surface. Too much pressure might rip the ink pad. Once I added drops of ink over the whole ink pad, I took a clean sponge and gently pressed the ink into the pad. This helps make sure that the ink is spread out evenly over the ink pad. Next, I re-stamped the sentiment cat and realized that I really could have used another round of re-inking. Man, I really let that one dry out. But I just double stamped everything so that I could get the card finished, and I re-inked once I was done filming. Especially with a deep sky like this, I really wanted dark, crisp stamping for my cats so that they would really stand out. For a final spooky finishing touch, I used my white gel pen to give the cats some eyes. I love how they look like they're glowing in the dark. I hope you enjoyed this video. Creating night skies with different color combinations can really impact the feel of your card. Shopping links are below and on Jillian's blog. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.